Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 0, Arsenal out of the FA Cup. Welcome to Rokani Football Podcast. It's not a very good night for Arsenal fans all over the world because this is the game they walked into knowing that it's a really sure win in there. Though for all of those that really watched my match prediction when the team news really came out, I really told you that Nottingham had lost one out of the 3 games they played at home. They rarely lose from their home. I really came out and warned Arsenal fans in there, and I really told you that when you look at the lineup that really Arsenal has put up and the bench that Arsenal has really brought in, it is not convincing to come in and really be assured that you're really going to win this game there. Though I really came out and gave Arsenal a 2-1 win because I thought Arsenal were really going to win this one, but on a very tight margin in there, because I know what it means when you're playing Nottingham in there, because I've been watching some of their games in there, and in the championship they are in the 14th position in there. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games in there. So that shows you how good and quality this team is. Though some Arsenal fans really just go in and say this is a must win. This is a must win for Arsenal in there for you, but not following up on the what we call the tally up of this team which goes by names of Nottingham. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, things don't look good into the camp of Arsenal because they come into this game after losing 4 players to the AFCON. That is Aubameyang, Nicola Pepe, El Nini, and this other Ghanaian player, Thomas Partey, in there. So losing Thomas Partey is losing one of your best midfielders into the game, you get? And what made it worse is Granit Xhaka testing positive for COVID-19 in there. You get? That is what really made it worse in there, because him testing positive for COVID-19 is another bad story in there for Arsenal. It's not good news at all, because when you look at how things are really going in at Arsenal, there are players you don't want to lose in there. I thought if at all Lokonga was with Granit Xhaka, the midfield battle would have been won by Arsenal in there. But James Garner into that midfield of Nottingham bossed it throughout the game and really put out Odegaard in there. And Odegaard was not seen into that entire game in there. So it shows you the power of this player who goes by names of Granit Xhaka and a player who goes by names of Thomas Partey. People have always been coming in and saying that, oh no, even if Partey doesn't play, even if Xhaka doesn't play and Partey plays with Lokonga in there, now you've gotten the answer. Lokonga being a reason as to why even Arsenal considered that goal, because he felt like the player of Nottingham had got hold of the ball with his hand in there, and he really knew that the referee was really going to blow the whistle, and the referee did blow the whistle, and that resulted into the goal in there. What does really communicate? This communicates to Arsenal in this way: Arsenal needs more players. I really came out and told you that Nicola Pepe would have been a very, very, very important player into this game. You get? Because the likes of Bukayo Saka need to rest, and in such a game, if I told you had El Nini, you had Granit Xhaka, you had Nicola Pepe, it would have been a different story altogether, because I really feel like Pepe was going to be very crucial into this game, because lots of spaces were included into this game. Spaces were there, and Pepe could do his running in there and he could sit down players in there. But in the entire Arsenal team, no player was sitting down players. That's really something that you should really get to know about, because even Odegaard lost control of the game after Lokonga couldn't really get that ball from the defense to reach Odegaard in there. And in a nutshell, the entire Arsenal team played poorly, because I don't remember Arsenal getting a very good chance into this game. I don't really remember Arsenal really getting a very good chance into that game. I don't really recall. If at all you recall, you can remind me, but I really feel like Nottingham was the best team of the day, and they really deserved to win this game of football when they played a team which goes by names of Arsenal, because Nottingham won the midfield battle. And this really goes back and really confirms to us that when someone comes out and says that games are won and lost in the midfield, You now know. Who possessed more of the ball in the midfield? It's Nottingham Forest. Who won the 50-50 balls? Nottingham Forest. Who was very aggressive to win this game? Nottingham Forest. Who defended very well? Nottingham Forest. Who used enough physique into this game? Nottingham Forest. And what did Arsenal do? Arsenal just came on the pitch to get this game done. They never came here to win because the body language was poor. Because there are games that you lose and you just look back and ask yourself, did we play very well? Yes. Did you create chances? Yes. What failed us from winning? Goals failed to go at the back of the net. But when you look at this Arsenal team in there, none of that was done. They didn't play very well. They didn't create chances. They are not aggressive. Their press was poor. They didn't pass the ball quick enough. Those interpasses and interplays in Arsenal that we've always been seeing into the midfield that results into Odegaard to release either Bukayo Saka or Martinelli in there or Lacazette. We are not seeing into this game. It really comes out and really tells Arsenal fans that the game that you played against Man City was not enough to come out and say that you've really put out a side that can really compete with the big boys in the Premier League. Because when you look at the team that really played against Man City, the players that were not into that game were Gabriel, I think, is it Tomiyasu? Yeah. Grant Xhaka and Thomas Partey and Lacazette. And Lacazette was on the bench and was brought in. He played part into that. When you get out 4 players out of your team that played Man City very well, and you're not playing a team that has the quality like Man City, you are playing a team that has a quality of Nottingham, a 14th placed team into the second league of the English tier football ranking in there. What does that really show you? When Arsenal doesn't have some players, it looks trash in there. Because the midfield really was bad. Bukayo Saka out of the game. Gabriel Martinelli, my best player at Arsenal, in there. He didn't really appear like he came to play. All Arsenal players were like, we are here to pass time. Did they go in with this mentality that this is an already won game? I don't know. Were these the instructions that Arteta really told these players to go in and really express onto the pitch? Because what you express on the pitch shows us what the manager went ahead to tell you. Because for me, I really expected the manager, who goes by names of Mikel Arteta, to tell his players that this is a game that we should win in the first half, such that we rest, because on Wednesday we are going to play a team which goes by names of Liverpool. Do Arsenal fans know that they're really going to play at Anfield on Wednesday? Do they know that? So, if at all you have a game on Wednesday, this is a game you don't expect to really cause a lot of trouble to Arsenal. Come in, put up the press, attack Nottingham Forest, in and out, left, right and center, get the goals in and rest these players in there. You get, the midfield was lost. The battle of the midfield was lost. Nuno Tavares taken off even in the first half. That shows you how frustrated the manager became, because I don't know what they expected from Nuno Tavares in there, because I really felt like it was really an early substitution. Did he get an injury? No one knows. And I really want to know why Nuno Tavares was taken off, because the manager might be giving the reason that most of us don't know. Because against a team like Nottingham Forest, this is a team that you play knowing that you need a player like Tavares, because Tavares is a player who is good with the ball. He really moves in a lot every time in there, because you can't take him in the 34th minute. And what the lad did was to throw the glove onto the dust. And this is what you really know, that this can really put the Arsenal camp at pressure, because you cannot take off a player in the 34th minute. Why? Have you considered a goal? Isn't he playing what you ordered him to come out and play? Yes, that is another big question in there for you. But Arsenal outclassed by Nottingham, and they're out of the FA Cup in there. So the only shock that we had gotten over the weekend was that of Newcastle, because Newcastle was knocked out by a team which goes by names of Cambridge in there. And guess what? The rest has really gone ahead to come in and happen after Arsenal has been shocked out of the FA Cup. And for those that never watched this game, are the ones that are really going to see it as a shock. But to me, as a person who watched this game, I was not shocked, because the only thing that shocked me was Arsenal not showing that they really showing me that they were dying to really win this one. They are not dying to win this game. That's the only thing that shocked me. But if I told you watch the entire 94 minutes, just know Arsenal were poor. They were poor, and Bernard Leno saved them close to 3 times. He pulled up some 3 clear good saves in there, and their textbook saves, mind you. That is Bernard Leno in there for you. He pulled out some good textbook saves in there, and I really want to warn Arsenal. If this is how you are really going to play when most of your players are away, because Granit Xhaka is having COVID, 10 days out, just know that. Gabriel is suspended. He's not going to play. You get? And you're playing Tottenham next into your next Premier League game. But I think by the time you play Tottenham, will he be back? Because you're playing Tottenham on Saturday. Those will be 7 days. So we wait and see. Would he have tested positive? Because you need Granit Xhaka back into that midfield come what may. You need him, because if you don't have him into the midfield into that game, I assure you, you aren't going to beat Spurs. You aren't going to beat Spurs. You get? James Garner coming to that midfield of Arsenal and bossing them out in there. A game of Nottingham, winning Arsenal. Arsenal not replying in there. The stats of Arsenal were poor into the entire game in there, and they were outclassed by a side which goes by names of Nottingham Forest. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. When you look at the statistics, Nottingham Forest had 7 shots and Arsenal had 10. Hear this. Hear this. If you support Arsenal, hear this. This is how worse you are. 3 shots on target for Nottingham, 0 shots on target for Arsenal. Imagine, when did you last see Arsenal play an entire game and they fail really to register a single shot on target? When did that last happen? When did you last hear that? When did you last hear that? For God's sake, that shows you how poor Arsenal was into this game. Arsenal was really poor, and they never even registered a shot on target in the entire 90 minutes. It shows you how poor Arsenal were. Possession, 33% by Nottingham, and Arsenal had a lion's share of the possession. But what worries you is they gave you the ball and you failed to use the ball, because having 67% of the possession and 0 shots on target shows you that Nottingham let you have the ball, and when you guys had the ball, you did nothing with it. You did totally nothing with it in there. 259 passes completed by Nottingham and 539 passes completed by Arsenal. That shows you that Arsenal really had most of the ball with them. Passing accuracy, 76% for Nottingham, 85% for a team which goes by names of Arsenal. Fouls, 16 for Nottingham, 11 for Arsenal. 2 yellow cards for Nottingham, 1 for Arsenal, 0 red cards, 2 offsides for both sides, 5 corners for Nottingham and 6 corners for a team which goes by names of Arsenal in there for you. But when you look at all these statistics, what really shows you how poor Arsenal was them registering 0 shots on target. I don't last remember when Arsenal played a game and they never had a shot on target. When was that? And if at all you're playing teams like Man City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, that can be excusable because these are teams that are better than you. You get? But you are playing a team that you are 100 times better than it, and you fail to register a shot on target. This is very ashamed for Arsenal in there. Yet you had 67% ball possession in there. That really shows you how much Arsenal didn't come to play the ball today into this encounter of a team which goes by the names of Nottingham in there. And Nottingham are through, and they're really going to play a team which goes by the names of Leicester City in there for you, and they are through to the round of 32 in there. Remember, here we had 64 teams in there, and right now we only have 33 teams left, because United has not yet played a team which goes by names of Aston Villa, and that game is happening in there onto the side, which goes by the names of Monday in there, and it's happening at Old Trafford. And I'm really trying to see what Arteta really had to say about this performance of Arsenal, because it's really annoying. It's very, very annoying in there. Arteta, Mikel, I really want to know what you are saying about this game, because you can't come out and tell me that you are not really registering a shot on target in the entire 90 minutes, and you tell me that you've been playing football. That's out. That's really out. That's really out. It's really out. I'm really looking for what Arteta has said, his post-match conference. I really want to read it. Because Arsenal have now been knocked out of the FA Cup at the third round stage for just the second time in the last 25 years, with both losses coming away to Nottingham. So that means Nottingham is a side that has been always not knocking down Arsenal in there, and you just ask yourself, a team that really just portrayed some good football in there that most of us admired. By the way Arsenal really played that game of a team which goes by name Man City really shocked me, because I support Manchester United, you all know that. I really thought that, if at all Arsenal continues to put up such performances in there, will we really get top 4? Because Arsenal played very well. They outplayed Man City. They had close to 6-7 shots on target in the game of Man City, and you ask yourself, what has changed? People will come out and say Arsenal had some players who are really off and they never appeared into this game. But remember, you are not playing a Premier League side. You are playing a side which goes by names of Nottingham Forest. And this is where we question something that is called consistency. Where is the consistency of Arsenal in there? You get? Where is the consistency of Arsenal? I don't see it. The best way to send a message to all the people you're competing with, you put up a display against Man City, though you lost by 2-1. When you are really going to play a side which goes by the names of Nottingham, you have to come and make a statement win in there, because these players of Arsenal that really played today could really get a win against a side which goes by names of Nottingham Forest. We've seen Arsenal play with Rokani in the midfield, and they've been winning. You get? Where was Martinelli? Where was Bukayo Saka? Where was Martin Odegaard? Where was Lokonga? Cedric Soares? Cedric Soares is one of those right backs who really patrols that entire line and really puts in good crosses in there. But I never saw him even cross the center. It shows you how bad Arsenal were. It showed you how weak-minded Arsenal came into this game. I don't know whether they really came on knowing that we have already won this game. I don't know. Patino getting his debut for Arsenal in there, full debut, not because he came in on the game. His debut was against Sunderland, but he just came on. But Patino making his first start for Arsenal in there, very, very bad display by Patino in there, because it looked like this game was beyond his understanding in there. It was beyond his footballing abilities. I don't really pull out his talent in there, but oh my, I just ask myself, can Patino really handle this? Can he really handle this in there? Because in the game of Sunderland, he came on when Arsenal had already won and he looked comfortable in there. Maybe the goal that he scored just blindfolded us that he's really a very good quality player with his sweet left foot. You get? But this game has exposed Patino that he really needs to get more playing time. I don't know in which side he's really going to get playing time, because Arsenal is only left into the Carabao Cup and the Premier League. Carabao Cup being so tricky, and how tricky is it? They are playing Liverpool home and away. So can you really bring Patino into that midfield? And I don't know what Arsenal is really going to do, because when you look at Tomiyasu, he's having a groin injury. Emily Smith-Rowe is having a groin injury too. So I'm just asking myself, what is really Arsenal going to do? Because if at all Emily Smith-Rowe was available, I wouldn't have played Patino. I think he would have played Lokonga and Odegaard into the down mid pivot. Then he would have gotten Emily Smith-Rowe to play ahead of them as a central attacking midfielder. That's what I thought Arteta would have done. But even the shortage of players really caused problems to Arteta. But that does not justify that Arsenal really played very badly, because I told you earlier before that if Arsenal had created chances and not won, then that would have been okay, because in the game of football you can play very well and you lose. That's very much okay. But in a game like this, where you never registered a shot on target, and Nottingham had 3 shots on target, lots of questions have to be put on the manager and these players. You get? These players have to be sat down and called out. What is the role you play at Arsenal? Do you know that you are putting on a jersey of a team which goes by the name of Arsenal? Do you know its history in there? It shows you that consistency at Arsenal is not really going to come in there. That's how Arsenal came in through and lost to Manchester United and lost to Everton. They went ahead to win close to their next 5 games in there. And guess what? They play Man City, they've lost. They play Nottingham, they've lost. Are you sure Arsenal is really going to go at Anfield and win on Wednesday? So Arsenal might lose 3 games in a row in there. And after playing Liverpool on Wednesday, they're going to go and play away at a team which goes by names of Tottenham Hotspur in there. You know how a London derby is. And will these players have really gotten back? Emily Smith-Rowe, Tomiyasu, Grant Xhaka, because those 3 players are very crucial for his Arsenal squad. Gabriel is out because he's suspended, because he was given a red card. I don't know whether this FA Cup game counts, or the Carabao Cup game counts. I don't know, but all in all, Arsenal looked very bad. However much you are missing out on Thomas Partey, you are missing out on Grant Xhaka, you are missing out on Emily Smith-Rowe, that does not really stop you from really putting up a performance that will show us that Arsenal has been playing a championship side. But it looked like Arsenal were Nottingham and Nottingham were Arsenal. That Arsenal was a championship side and Nottingham was a Premier League side. That's how it looked on the pitch. That's how it really looked in there. You get? The best player of Arsenal was the goalkeeper Bernard Leno, because he made 2 clear-cut chances that were really created by a team which goes by names of Nottingham Forest. You get? And when your best player on the pitch is a goalkeeper, you just get to know that your entire players have been bad. They have been bad. And the worst statistic that we won't forget into this game is Arsenal not registering a single shot on target. That's the worst statistic, because the only way you're really going to come up and really win is creating chances and hitting on target of the opponent's goal. But Arsenal never registered a shot on target, yet they had 67% of the possession. This is not an Arsenal performance. I was really afraid, as a Manchester United fan, by the performance that Arsenal put up against a side which goes by the names of Man City. I was really waiting to see whether Arsenal can come up and pull the same performance against a side which goes by names of Liverpool. I was really waiting for, and I was really shocked when that game was pulled off, because I really wanted to see, can Arsenal be consistent? Because if Arsenal really got that performance at Emirates in the Premier League and transferred it at Emirates again against Liverpool, I would have said, oh my, Arsenal is on fire. But not playing against Liverpool, you come in and lose to a side which goes by the names of Nottingham. That is really showing how much the brains of Arsenal players have not yet matured to a level where we want them to be. So guys, smash the like button, comment and share. Go into the live chat and tell me what you think about this loss of Arsenal, because it really looks sick. It's sulking. It's sulking. It's sulking, really. It's sulking. And Roy Keane has really come out and said, Roy Keane on Arsenal, they look like Real Madrid, but they are playing like a pub team in there. And why is he saying that they are looking like Real Madrid? Reason is simple. They dressed all in white. They dressed all in white. That's why he's really coming out and saying that they really looked like Real Madrid, because Arsenal came on dressed in white because it's the knife day. Is it the knife day in the United Kingdom in there? And being a knife day, what does this really mean? It means that very many people have been really being killed in the United Kingdom using the knife, and being killed using the knife. Today they really put up that day such that they really get all the youths aware that knives are being used to kill, and those that are using them to kill youths are being told that what you are doing is not good, because you are really stopping someone's future, because you don't know what someone's going to become ahead. Arsenal comes in dressed in white for peace, and I really liked how they looked in there, and the reason as to why they all dressed in white in there, but they lost. They lost the game. They lost the game like that. That's why Roy Keane said that they are looking like Real Madrid, because Real Madrid dresses all white in there, but they are playing like a pub team. That's it. And this is even beyond playing like a pub team, because at least a pub team can fluke a shot on target, but Arsenal never fluked even a 0 shot on target. What's wrong with Arsenal? You can't tell me that Lokonga and Patino cannot outcompete James Garner into that midfield of Nottingham Forest. You can't tell me that, because Nottingham Forest played a system of a 3-4-3-1. You get? That means they played with 5 defenders and two central defensive midfielders, Yates and Garner. Now, if the midfield of Sambi Lokonga and Patino cannot really do this with Odegaard, with the help of Odegaard, Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, yes, then how come do you say that you're really going to compete for top 4? But all in all, that is a done game. There is nothing much Arsenal can change about it. The only thing Arsenal can change is their performance in there. They can really use this as a study game, and they really say, we are really going to give us more. These players need to give out more for Arsenal, because Arsenal fans, I know them. They are really very passionate, and they're really feeling very well, but with such a result, just know Arteta out is going to trend on Twitter. You get? And if I told you, let me read for you out what Arsenal fans are really saying on Twitter. You get? Let me read out certain things in there, because I know them. I know what they do when they lose. Arteta, they have to call him out. They are going to say Arteta out. When you click on Arteta, Arteta is trending on Twitter. Arteta is trending on number 2, and Arsenal is trending on number 1 in there. This is what they are saying. This is what they are saying about Arteta, the fans. Forest deserved the win. I'm just gutted that Arteta didn't take Eddie like he did with Nuno Tavares. Also, the fact that Cedric and Kolasinac is still at the club. We are heading towards a downward spiral now. That's what one of the Arsenal fans is saying. That is Glenn is the Gona SA, that is South Africa. Then Arteta, very many other people are really coming and talk about funny things about Arteta in there. They're saying, I like to believe I'm good at giving replies, but with you, I have no energy. You get? Arteta made a decision to take Tavares out, live with it in there. Now, very many Arteta, what he told the players after the game, that is nowhere near the standards that we need, and it's not acceptable to come here and not do what we are capable of doing. I don't want any excuses about the players that were out in there. So you've even had the manager. That's what Arteta really came out and said. He has told his players, you cannot give me an excuse that you've lost to Nottingham because some players were out. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse that you can use as an escape route into this game. You get? So Arsenal, even the managers really come out and slam these players. And I know in the dressing room, before they get their bus back to London, I know it's not going to be an easy conversation between Arteta and the players, because you just ask yourself, what do you need to do? After pulling up a very good performance against Man City, when even Arteta was not onto the bench, the best way to really welcome back onto the bench is to come into the game of Nottingham and put up a very good performance in there. You get? But players, for the entire 90 minutes, no shot on target. At least you get a shot on target, and then you say it didn't really go as planned in there. But all in all, things aren't good for Arsenal anymore, and it was really such a very big loss for Arsenal getting out of the FA Cup on the 3rd round. And in the 25 years, Arsenal has been knocked out twice, and guess what? By the same team that has knocked them out today, that is Nottingham Forest. History has repeated itself again by Nottingham doing what they do to Arsenal in there. So Arsenal have been knocked out of the FA Cup in there, They're only left with the Carabao Cup semi-final and what we call the Premier League in there, fighting for the top 4 positions in there for you. And this shows you that if there is need for Arsenal, if there is any team that really needs to rush into the transfer window and really get in players, it's Arsenal in there. It has shown you that you have shortage in midfield. Without Grant Xhaka and Thomas Partey, you're off, because Maitland Niles, whom you would have used to play into that position, has played today at the AS Roma, though Roma has lost to Juventus by 4-3. You get? So that means Arsenal needs to sign in a midfielder. I think Zakaria is available at £6 million. You can really go and get him. And Coutinho would have been a very good player at a team which goes by the names of Arsenal today, but you said you cannot agree a deal of £40 million, and you let him go to a team which goes by the names of Aston Villa. I go by the names of RD onto the Rokani Football Podcast. Smash the like button, go into the comment section and tell me what you think about this loss of a team which goes by the name Arsenal to a team that is called Nottingham Forest. I sign out for now. Arsenal fans, I know you are wounded, and I know it's not going to be any easy week because you are playing Liverpool next on Wednesday. Just know that. So we wait and see what really comes and happens in at Arsenal in there. I'm out for now.